Hello, I'm Kate from katescott.co, and in this brief tutorial I'm going to show you how to connect your Squarespace forms to ConvertKit using Zapier. Now, before we begin, you need to have a ConvertKit form set up where your subscribers will be sent to. And if you're not sure how to do that and you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a link in the description to another video I did on how to embed an inline ConvertKit form in Squarespace, and that includes information on how to create and customize your ConvertKit forms. So watch that if you haven't. And if you're watching this on my blog, that video is actually embedded in this same blog post. So once you have your ConvertKit form set up, go over to Squarespace to where you want to add the form to your website. So I'm going to add a form block here. And there are two ways that you can actually have a subscription form on your website. You can use the form block or you can use the newsletter block. And setting them up in Zapier is exactly the same, but they're slightly different in terms of the setup on Squarespace, and I'll show you that in just a sec. So I'm going to name my form something that I can easily recognize in Zapier. So I'm going to call it ConvertKit Test Form number 1. And then I'm going to delete some of these unnecessary fields here. So I'm going to get rid of the message field, the subject field, and I'm actually going to get rid of the name field because I don't want to collect people's last name. I just want their first name. So I'm going to add instead a text field, and I'm going to call it first name, and then I'm going to click required, drag it up to the top, and that makes things a little bit simpler. Click on the storage tab. And I don't want these form submissions to be sent to my email like they would if it were a contact form. I want them to go to Zapier instead. So I'm going to X out of that and click on Zapier, hit apply, and that's all set up now. Now, if you're using a newsletter block, this setup is pretty much the same. There's a few different fields here that you can customize. But under storage, you want to X out of Squarespace email campaigns, which is the default, and click connect other services. And then you can select Zapier from this list. So I'm going to just delete this example here. Again, the setup is exactly the same in Zapier for both the form and the newsletter block. Save it out. And I'm going to go over to Zapier and click make a Zap. Now, the first app that I'm going to choose here is Squarespace, and the only option that you have is new form submission, so just leave that the way it is and click continue. I'm going to choose my Squarespace account, and then in the form field, I'm going to select the form that I just created here, which is ConvertKit Test Form number 1. Click continue, test trigger, click continue. And then the second app I'm going to choose is ConvertKit. I'm going to choose Add Subscriber to Form. That's why we created the form in ConvertKit first. And then I'm going to connect my ConvertKit account. And I'm going to choose the form that I want these subscribers to be sent to. So this is the ConvertKit form that you're selecting here. So I have a form called Blueprint Form that I want to send my subscribers to. And then in the email field, I'm going to choose email down here. And then for first name, this is an optional field. I'm going to choose the first name field that I created, that custom first name field, which is right here. And then you can choose whether or not you want these new subscribers to be opted into the sequence that is associated with your form, your ConvertKit form. And I do want that. So I'm going to click continue, test and continue. And then we're done. You can just turn on your Zap and your Squarespace form is now connected to ConvertKit, and every time someone subscribes through that form, their email will be sent over to your ConvertKit subscribers list.